Dear friends, welcome to this week's edition of the Inspired Parsha. This week we have the incredible privilege to do Parsha's Tavo. And like every Parsha in the Torah, there's so many beautiful, rich Torah ideas, but I just want to focus on one pasuk, one verse. This is in Devarim, chapter 28, verse 47. It says, Tachas asher lo avadeta es Hashem Elokecha besimcha uvetov lev. This section of the Torah is going through the curses that are given to the Jewish people if we don't obey the Torah. Of course, right before this, we go through all the blessings that one would get if, fulfilling the mitzvahs, all the joy, all the different ways of blessing that God would give us if we follow the ways of the Torah. But now we switch into the curses. And the pasuk, this verse says, because you did not serve Hashem your God, besimcha v'tov lev, with joy and with a good heart. So the question is, of course, why? Why is it so critical that a person should be in a state of simcha, joy, when performing the mitzvahs? Isn't at least just fulfilling the mitzvahs, shouldn't that be enough? So last year we spoke about this idea that if someone is not in a state of joy when they perform the mitzvahs, eventually they're going to come to resent them, they're going to come to feel bitter about them, and they will really even eventually maybe become Judaism, and that's really where the downfall lies. But I want to share a different idea that sort of expands on this idea a little bit, and that this idea is from the Eish Kodesh. The Parshat Rebbe was the great Hasidic master who was killed, unfortunately, during the Holocaust. He was the Rebbe of the Warsaw Ghetto, and he says something very interesting. He says something beautiful. He says that the nature of the Yetzer Hara, the nature of the evil inclination, is that it's passion, right? It's a state, when we do a sin, we're excited about it, right? It's a passionate sort of expression. It's something that really is like a deep emotional place. It's something that brings us a lot of joy, a lot of excitement, a lot of passion, and that's the enticement of sin. So he says the only way to fight the evil inclination, the only chance we have, is if we do mitzvos with at least the same level of passion and excitement and joy, of course. It's our only chance in defeating the evil inclination. So of course the question is how? How does one, have that sense of joy and that sense of purpose and meaning and fulfillment and even passion when fulfilling the mitzvos? So of course there's so many different ways. A person can read a book that's inspirational. A person can expound on different ideas in the Parsha, study them. Learn Torah with a certain fire. There's a custom Jews like to shuckle. They like to shake when they pray, when they learn Torah, and there is something to that. There's something that kind of builds up a certain excitement with doing that. So we can find the same joy, that level of joy when we do a mitzvah, that same level of passion and excitement, at least the same level as the sins. It's just up to us to try to find it, right? We always have to constantly seek out ways to find inspiration, to find joy. Thank God these days there's so many classes online, so many powerful ideas, the Torah ideas that are shared. There's so many ways. We just really have to look for them. We have to find it inside of ourselves, to look for the same level of joy that we have when we're doing something that's inappropriate. I want to give everyone a bracha, a blessing. Of course, I always like to try and end with a blessing, to find that level of joy, find that level of passion in your mitzvos, because through that, you will truly grow as a person and, of course, be able to successfully defeat your evil inclination. I want to wish everyone here a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh. Thank you so much.